Welcome to Heidi Relationships. Today, we'll read some more stories from Reddit. But before we start, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. That would help the channel a lot. Thank you very much in advance.
The first one is titled, My So, F22, of 7 years cheated on me, M22, with one of our very close friends that we've known since high school. My girlfriend and I have been dating since high school, since before either of us could even drive. We have basically grown up together, we graduated high school together, went to college together. When we went to high school, we both got accepted at a large state school. Our friend got accepted at a smaller state school close by. We are all in our 4th year of college now and graduating soon. I accepted an internship in a city 3 hours away to get money and experience and credit. While gone, my so and our friend began hanging out more. I initially didn't mind. We had been friends for so long that I completely trusted him, and he wasn't with her that often. We had gone camping together, gone on vacations together, hung out and gotten high with just the 3 of us. Just me and him would hang out, and just him and my so would hang out. We had all been friends for so long that I trusted him and my so. Bad move. My so told me that the 2 of them and another friend were going to spend a weekend at a nearby big city with a fun nightlife. Today, I learned that he got a room in a $500 per night hotel, and it was just the 2 of them. They ducked that night. Now, she swears up and down that she felt doesn't want to be with him, and they only had sex because of been away. She feels terrible and hasn't eaten or slept in days. Obviously, I should break up with her, but I've never been alone since I was 15. I still love her, but I feel cheated and heartbroken and disrespected and hurt and all these things that I'm not used to feeling. I don't know what to do. If, when we break up, I'll have wasted 7 years of my life and I'll be absolutely alone in a brand new city until my internship is over. There are more details, but I don't think they're that important. Also, don't give me the usual Reddit answer of all girls are the same, and whatever. I'm trying super hard to not be bitter and I don't want to hear any gross generalizations. A user in the comments said, "It's only because you've been away," is a terrible excuse. Does that mean that every time you guys have to spend some time apart, she is going to feel the need to get sex somewhere else? The details don't matter, it was very wrong, and it seems like you know you should break up with her, but just fear losing something you've been so used to. Change is really difficult, but I strongly suggest you move on. You may feel like you've wasted 7 years, but 7 years later and you'll have wasted 14 if she does it again. I know it can be scary, but I promise you it will get easier. And you'll find someone who is completely devoted to you. Don't be afraid to be alone or lose the comfortability you have known for so long. Another user said, "This brings to mind a logical fallacy called sunk cost. Generally, the idea that because you've put so much time into something that all that time is to amount to something. You are having been together for so long doesn't mean that you are obligated to consider taking her back. She stepped out on the relationship with a good friend of yours and it's a breach of trust in a big way. You are having been gone isn't a good reason to rationalize cheating. You're not going to be around all the time should you have to consider her cheating on you every time you leave for an extended period of time? No. Your time together was not a waste. You learn things from every relationship, and they change you in a way. You're not the same as you were when you went in. But you don't need her and don't need to worry about being in a new city. You'll be fine. But they betrayed you and you need to do what's best for you, and you deserve people who wouldn't hurt you just for a fling. Do what's best for you, but your having been together for so long is another reason why she shouldn't have done it, not why you should be together." The next one is titled, Update, My So, F22, of 7 years cheated on me, M22, with a close friend. Thank you for all the comments. My post didn't get a whole lot of traction, but I figured I'd post an update anyway. We're broken up. I'm trying to organize a trip to see some friends next weekend. I'm not really sure what to do before then. I haven't eaten much or slept much. I've never been this alone before. I had someone to talk to for the last 7 years. Some friends reached out to me, which was nice. And I didn't cry at work. But I'm still all alone in a city that I know no one in, and this is all starting to seem like the worst case scenario for the end of a relationship. I guess I have to learn to deal with this now. A user in the comments said, even when you feel like you've lost 7 years of your life, you are only 22. Breaking up with her was a great decision because the excuse, I've only cheated because you've been away, is crap tea, and it actually means, I am going to cheat on you every time you go away. You haven't lost 7 years. You've gained 7 years of experience in relationships and all that stuff. And I'm sure you've spent wonderful moments together. A relationship is composed of two people, and now you've learned how to avoid trusting friends who may spend too much time around your girlfriend. You've lost your 7 years girlfriend, and certainly you are going to meet soon a lovable and respectful woman. Another user said, this is the perfect time to find yourself. You were worried about being alone after such a long relationship, but now instead of doing things for your relationship, you can do things just for yourself. I know it sucks now, but it will get better. Pick up a hobby or try multiple ones until you find what you love. Meet some people that way. When you're ready, you can try dating, but don't rush yourself. I'm sorry about what your ex and ex-friend did, but try to look at the bright side. It hurts like hell, but you will be better off. It's better it happened now and not after you were married and had to split assets, etc. The next one is titled, I, 24M. Think my girlfriend, 25F, is cheating on me. The past few days my girlfriend has been acting a little bit different. She hasn't been returning my texts while we're both at work, and I haven't talked to her until I gets home. She's been neglecting our animals, leaving the litter box a mess, not giving the dogs water. She comes home and then as soon as she walks in, she showers and changes and says she's going out with her friends. I don't see her unless it's 20 minutes before work into the morning. Even then, she doesn't even talk to me except, excuse me, when she needs something in the bathroom. I asked her what was wrong and all I get is, nothing, I'm fine. The past couple of days she has been getting phone calls, excusing herself, and being on the phone for an hour or so. I haven't gotten up the courage to put my ear to the door and listen to what she is talking about, nor have I gone through her phone. The reason why I decided to seek advice is because I took her car to get serviced this morning and, in the car, I saw she had receipts from the drugstore that had a purchase of condoms on it. Red flags flashed because A, we do not use condoms. We're at a stage in our relationship where if we get pregnant, we get pregnant. We've been together since we were 19, and if that happens, we are both ready and willing to step up and be parents. At least I think we're still there. B, to get real, whenever I use a condom, I get hives on my male organ. Have been to the doctor about it and I've been told I have a latex allergy. So, we stopped using those as soon as I got that diagnosis. I wondered maybe one of her friends bought them and left the receipt. But the chances of that happening are slim. Then to make me even more paranoid, I saw she blocked me on Snapchat. I can't see her story and I can't see her score anymore. She's gone out with her friends all the time and I never had a reason to worry. But before she's always had dinner with me, or we've just spent a little bit of time together. Then she goes out with her friends and then I invite mine over or do some work. I'm scared and not really up for finding out the truth. But I need to know. I have to. A user in the comments said, ask her what's going on. It isn't necessary to invade her privacy, just talk to her. Tell her what you've noticed and that it's bothering you. Tell her what your worries are. If she doesn't come clean when you tell her you have evidence that she's cheating on you, there's a reason why she's trying to keep you in the dark. It's likely not a good reason, so it's probably then you could dig around, but always give her the chance to tell you first before you dig around. You don't want to seem like that controlling, paranoid butthole, you know? The next one is titled, Update, I, 24M. Think my girlfriend, 25F, is cheating on me. So, update as of yesterday, I asked her how come she had grown so distant. She didn't give me any sort of answer, so I just asked. Is there another guy? I got her to confess she had been seeing a guy she met on Tinder. She told me that I just wasn't the one for her. She got no satisfaction from me anymore and that I was just a weight in her life that kept her down. For the record, I haven't stopped her from pursuing her dream career, even though we sacrificed an income for her to do so. I have always been respectful of her needs and wants. I like to think I have been a decent boyfriend to her. She asked for an immediate breakup, because she was going to move some stuff into the new guy's house. I told her that was fine. But she had to get her stuff out at once. I didn't want her to come back 2 and 3 times a week to get her things. She wants nothing to do with our pets, so I am keeping the cat and giving the dog to my mom, who could use some company since my dad passed away a few months ago. It's really hard to see how cold she was. No tears or sense of regret. So tomorrow, Saturday, she is taking all of her stuff in her dad's pickup truck and moving to that guy's house. I asked her how long this had been going on, and she said 2 months. It's a little bit nauseating because we had still been sleeping together in that time. I appreciate those of you looking out for me, telling me to use condoms, thanks. But we were doing that natural family planning, where she tracked her fertile days and all that, so we weren't going to get pregnant unless we actually tried. I'm sad because this is a woman I've grown to love and essentially have grown with as an individual. I just can't believe how much she's changed over these past couple of weeks. Hopefully she finds what she truly wants and is happy. Moving update. She left an hour ago and got all of her things. She brought her friend, who was also my friend too, and they were packing her stuff. But also giggling like a couple of teenagers? All I did was sit and catch up on some emails from work, not paying attention to either of them. After about 3 hours, she had all of her things in boxes. She tried to take some things that were mine, and I told her calmly that she didn't pay for it, so to please leave it with me. I contacted the nice couple we rent our house from, and they were extremely supportive and are letting me change all of the locks, so my buddy and I are going to do that tonight. He is also helping me move my desk and electronics to the spare bedroom, since my ex used it as a closet and storage space. When she left, I finally saw some remorse, but I think she was just being nice to me because she was happy to be going to that guy's house. She hugged me goodbye, and I let her because that's my way of getting physical closure. Whenever she hugged me, she would run her fingers through my hair, and she did it for the last time today. As she left, I felt sad, but I also felt optimistic because I can now live in peace without carrying that burden of wondering if she is cheating on me. From now on, my life is just me, my family and friends, and of course my pets. Thank you all for the kind words and encouragement. If anything else happens, I'll try to remember to update. But until then, I'll see you all around. Edit number 2. Well, thank you guys so much for the words of wisdom and support. To answer some frequently asked questions, since there's too many responses to reply to individually, I'll post them here. After this, I don't have any intentions to ever get back together with her. She made it known who and what she wants, so I am going to put all of my energy towards my job and family and friends. Even if she does come crawling back, I will not have her number and she will have no way to contact me. I wasn't her first boyfriend, but I was her first serious one. We got together when we were 19. I met her while I attended college and she worked at this restaurant just outside of campus. We were each other's first couple milestones, such as moving in together, getting animals together, giving a good part of our lives to each other. I know there is better for me out there. Thank you, guys, for picking me up. For now, I will only focus on furthering my career and being the man of my family since my dad passed away in July. When it's time for me to date, I will know. In time, I will find the right one, a great one. With the suggestions of my friends and most of you, I am going to get tested Monday morning. I don't think there was anything being passed around, but you can never be too careful. So yes, Monday morning I'm going to make sure nothing is wrong. Edit. I appreciate the advice about how NFP is not a form of contraceptive, I get that. It's definitely not something to do if you don't want children. However, before this cheating and sneaking around began, we were headed towards marriage, me planning on proposing for our 6-year anniversary in January, and wanting to start a family right away. For us and the state of our relationship at the time, and specifically for my latex allergy, we were comfortable with doing that. We were committed to it and had no problems or scares during the 5 years we were doing it. It doesn't work for everyone, so please be careful. Please, guys, the last thing I want is to be scolded that I shouldn't have used that method. I'm just looking for some pick-me-ups and kind words. Let's put all that other stuff aside. Thank you. The next one is titled, Me, 22F, and my boyfriend, 27M, went to a psychic as a joke, but I asked her if he ever cheated on me to see his reaction and now, he's mad at me. So, I know the title is confusing. And also, this is a weird situation. Pretty much what happened is that we were walking around the city now that we're finally out of quarantine and I saw a magic shop. I love the aesthetics of this, so I decided to go inside, even if I don't really believe in this stuff. And then there was a woman who said that she was able to read the future and all that stuff. So, I tell my boyfriend that we should pay her for a 10-minute session. He doesn't believe in this thing. I also don't believe in it. Pretty much what I did was ask random questions and then out of the blue ask if my boyfriend had ever cheated on me. And then I was looking at him to see his reaction and try to guess something. She said no and my boyfriend at first was kind of smiling thinking it was a dumb joke and found it funny but then realized I was serious about the question. I'm very expressive with my face, I guess. Anyways, we get out of there and he's mad at me for playing these stupid games with him. He realized that I asked that to get a reaction out of him. He asked me if I really thought I was cheating and I said no. He asks me why I asked that question and looked straight at him to see his reaction. I couldn't really give an answer and finally I gave in and told that I always had this in the back of my mind. But I have no reason to feel like this because he has never said or done anything to make me think he is cheating. Anyways, we go back home, and he is still mad. I tell him that maybe he's overreacting, not this exact same words, and that makes him even more angry. Pretty much he told me that he doesn't get why I'm not trusting him and why on earth I couldn't just speak to him about it instead of going to that shop to see his reaction. Fast forward to this morning and before he goes to work, I decide to be honest and tell him the truth. The truth is that I'm very insecure and constantly feel like he's out of my league and 2 of his friends made comments about how I'm such a downgrade compared to his ex. And that it was his ex who broke up with him so if it was up to him, he would still be with her. He asked me if this is really true, what the friends said, and I said yes. He told me he's sorry about it and that we're not seeing them again because he's not letting other people insult me. But that isn't an excuse for playing these games with him and that the fact that I think he's overreacting means that I still don't realize how wrong I am with what I'm doing. He's now at work and I'm alone at home. And now what? We didn't have time to talk this morning. I've been thinking about everything, and I realize how this thing may upset him. And also, I feel like he thinks I'm using my insecurities as an excuse. He didn't say so and I should ask him. I don't know what to tell him or how to approach this so he will forgive me. I do feel bad for this situation and regret it. But I feel like he's just using this to lash out on me. Maybe he's upset by what I did in the past and is using this situation. I don't really see this as such a big deal. I realize it's wrong. And I don't think he's overreacting now. I understand that. But I never expected this to be something serious. Any advice on how to handle the situation? A user in the comments said, honestly, he sounds good. He immediately cut ties with the people who insulted you. He asked you to be honest and talk it through. Unequivocally apologize for springing that on him with a stranger. Another user said, you basically accused him of cheating on you. I would certainly be upset and disturbed if my BF accused me of cheating on him out of nowhere. I don't think he's overreacting at all. I think you owe him a massive apology. You called his honesty, integrity, loyalty, etc. into question. If you really were feeling insecure, you should have been talking to him about those insecurities. Not accusing him of stuff. How would you feel if he had asked the psychic if you were stealing money from him? It's the same thing. The next one is titled, Update, Me, 22F, and my boyfriend, 27M. Went to a psychic as a joke, but I asked her if he ever cheated on me to see his reaction, and he's mad at me. In my last post I got a few comments, and everyone was siding with my boyfriend. And I know that he's right. A lot of people told me to apologize for everything. From me having the stupid idea to ask that woman if he's cheating on me, to then pretending it's not a big deal and to try to turn the situation around so I'm the victim. Because people think that me saying that maybe he was using this situation to get mad at me for other things was me trying to play the victim. I get why people may assume that, but that wasn't my intention. But I get it was wrong saying this, and I always prefer to write rather than talk, so while he was at work, I sent him a message and told him that I was sorry for this situation and that I know it was childish and he probably didn't expect to have to deal with these dumb games at our age, and it was the last time I did something like this. And I just explained to him that 2 of his friends told me that I wasn't attractive enough to be with him and that I was such a downgrade, etc. I already told him all of this before and he decided to cut off his friends for this. But I always felt like probably everyone thinks like this, and these 2 friends were the ones who dared to say this, and probably that's why I have all this doubts in my mind. Also, sometimes I think that he may be feeling the same way about me. He didn't answer me, but once he was home, he told me that I don't make sense because I can't just act like I can read people's minds. If none of his friends except 2 people have ever said anything or compared us, how can I act like they did? And same for him. I can't just imagine that he prefers his ex over me and get upset by this when he never said or did something to make me think like this. We've been talking about stuff, and he says that I have problems I should work in. And that he doesn't want me to go around blaming him of cheating. I didn't necessarily say he was cheating, but for him it's like I did, based on nothing. And that I should talk about things before trying to get reactions out of him. So, we talked about things, and I can tell he's still annoyed about it. But everything is back to normal. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the relationship stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video and write a comment. I really appreciate your support and it helps my channel so much. Thank you.